New Hampshire native Morgan Stickney feels most at home in the water.
I started swimming when I was 10 years old, and I sucked.
Morgan's dad remembers it in gentler terms.
I always call her a blue-collar swimmer because she just works hard at it.
When I was 15 years old, I was top 20 in the country.
The same dedication and grit that took her from worst to world class as a kid is what has Morgan in the pool today, grinding out her first of 2 multi-hour sessions. But if she qualifies for Tokyo, it won't be for the Olympic Games. Her eyes are set on the Paralympics.
I was 20 when I lost my left leg.
When did you first sense something was wrong?
The pain was just so excruciating in my leg, I just couldn't even bear to walk, never mind swim. So I eventually saw a doctor, and we thought it was one thing, and so we did surgeries, and we kept doing surgeries, and eventually it led to infections.
If you need a break from all the pain.
Fed up with the cycle of pain and numbed by the constant medication, Morgan was referred here to Brigham and Women's Faulkner Hospital and Dr. Matt Carty.
The main reason why she came to see me was not necessarily to be able to swim again, it was just to have a reasonable quality of life.
Right when I met Dr. Carty, I knew he was the person. There was just an instant click, and we've connected really, really well.
She was somebody you immediately wanted to help in any way you possibly could, and fortunately we had the tools to do that.
In this case, that meant the difficult decision to amputate her left leg, using a promising new procedure called a Ewing amputation.
It offers her a residual limb, or a stump, that gives her more feedback, more of a sense of the body being whole again than what she would have manifest in a standard amputation.
But there was still one person who wasn't convinced.
Well, as a dad, it's hard to comprehend her losing her leg, voluntarily, so to speak. So I was just, doing everything I could to talk her out of it, offered her a puppy.
Morgan stuck to her plan. After the amputation, her dad saw her return to her happy place for the first time in over 2 years. Caught here on video.
I just hopped into the pool, and I was me again.
And to celebrate, she got that puppy after all.
She got a win-win out of it.
The winning didn't stop there. Within 6 weeks, Morgan was competing again as a para-athlete on a level that earned her an invitation to train at the Olympic Center in Colorado Springs.
That was really fun, and I won 2 events and became national champion, which was exciting. And then everything kind of collapsed again when my right leg happened.
What happened was a broken right foot, which led to the diagnosis of the rare vascular disorder that took her left foot, and the terrifying realization that she may be facing another loss.
Darkness has a color.
Every single time I'd have to talk to someone about it, I would just break down. Because when you're 20, 22 years old, you can't even fathom, losing a limb, never mind both your legs.
No one wants to be involved in turning somebody into a double amputee in their early 20s. But at the end of the day, there was a complete consensus that this was the right thing to do for her.
Being in the water without your legs is a little weird at first, I must say. But then once you get used to it, it's so freeing. The biggest thing about being a double amputee is that everyone stares at me no matter where I am. And being in the pool, no one's staring at me, and I'm just Morgan again.
The smile is back. What are you most looking forward to now?
It's definitely Tokyo 2021.
And she won't be alone.
Oh, you can't keep me away from Tokyo if she's there.
If I went to the Olympics as an able-bodied swimmer, it would have been nice to go, but to be able to overcome everything I've overcome and then still be able to accomplish something like Tokyo would just be amazing.
The Ewing procedure used to remove Stickney's lower legs has an additional benefit. It makes her eligible to test new mechanical prosthetics that are currently in development at MIT. Prosthetics that are operated by the brain. It sounds like science fiction, but beta versions already exist, and so far, it's working. These prosthetics, however, won't be available commercially for at least another 5 years. Coming up, she has dreamed about this day her whole life.